Good evening and welcome to the Final Word. Phoning with me, Majestic, alongside experienced Premier League gaffer, including Newcastle, we'll talk about them later on today, is Mr. Alan Pardew. As of course, Sunderland, not only they're back in the Premier League, but they're winning the tie with Dyson. Come on, the Mackhams. I want to hear from Sunderland fans this afternoon. You must be over the moon. Back in the Premier League, the first one in years, and you go and win it. Earlier today as well, Tottenham were handed a reality check, a 3-0 defeat against Nottingham Forest. That result sees Spurs drop into 11th in the Premier League. A flat performance, big questions and frustration spilling out once again. So Spurs fans, we want to hear from you tonight. How are you feeling about Thomas Frank? Manchester City, another brace for Haaland. Is he going to be the reason to disrupt Arsenal's championship run this year? Could it be Haaland who gets Man City over the line? City fans, how confident are you feeling as well? And we just seen it there with Brentford and Leeds, 1-0, a massive point for Leeds to come back there. And of course, both goals scored by free transfers, free transfer signings. So we're going to be asking about who are some of the best free transfers of all time. 03717 22 33 44. Remember, talkSPORT is now bigger than ever. We're on YouTube and your smart TVs. Come watch us live from our fantastic new studio here on the 17th floor of the News Building in London. It's Sunday night. You know what we do. It's Magic Part. It's time for you to dictate the show. Aston Villa fans, I know you like to get involved as well. You're in a title race. How good have you been? Another comeback. And West Ham, another one of Pard's former clubs. Are you seriously worried about relegation? 03717 22 3344. It's the final word. Right, it is the final word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, and Mr. Alan Pardew. He's like, you know, we say, the former manager and all that. He's just star on the silver screen. Pardew, all over my television this weekend. Why did you let Sam have the final falafel? We shouldn't be having it.
Yeah, no, but we enjoyed the ads. They've done all right. I think we're very pleased. The advertising company.
I'll tell you what. How's your weekend been? Because you're missing a big Carol concert right now.
Yeah, we got carols at home in someone's house, at Zoe's. But no, I've had a nice week. I've been out and about in London. A couple of dinners, a couple of lunches, a variety club, charity golf event where there was an imitation Trump act.
Oh, Donald was there. Was he great?
Donald, he was very good. He was very good.
Very good. Was he huge? He was huge.
huge. Yeah, so that was good fun. So I've had a nice week up until today, where the results have gone a little bit wonky for me, personally.
Yesterday, the results didn't go wonky for you. We'll talk about that later on, because yesterday, of course, I was cheating on you. I was on one of our sister stations here, News UK. I was on Virgin Radio.
One of my favourite.
I know, stations. You love it. I was doing the game show on there.
I was very pleased that you actually called me and asked for my advice.
I know. We got your predictions for the scores of Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Brighton, and then Burnley, Fulham, and you got all three correct?
4 correct.
Was there?
Fourth game, wasn't there? Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 4 out of 4, sir.
Yeah, you got the fourth.
Yeah, I don't just come on this show and just be like all smart after the event. I can do it before, you know. Underrated.
Mystic Pards.
Mystic Pards, yeah.
03717 22 3344 is the number to call if you want to talk about any of the games today. You know, when people message me, go, why are we talking about Spurs? Why are we doing this? This show is about you. Whoever calls us, we will talk about it. Got to say, Aston Villa, mate.
Yeah,
They're in a title race.
It's not. Well, I don't care. I know West Ham are on a tricky old season, but it's still very, very difficult to go to West Ham and concede the first goal, pull that back, concede again, and then still win the game. So it just shows to show you the sort of self-belief that they have at the moment. And another free transfer, Tielemans, one of my favourite players, excellent again in that victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
And poor old West Ham find themselves. Let me tell you what, I always say to you about, forget the points for a moment, is that goal difference, right? So the bottom team are Wolverhampton Wanderers with minus 26. The second worst team, goal difference-wise, is Burnley minus 15. And now is West Ham minus 13. And it's beginning to look a little bit worrying to me, that whole situation.
Of course, we can't ignore the fact in Scotland today.
Yes.
The big news with the Scottish
They've
League Cup.
parachuted from the MLS Nancy in, and the results have been a bit Nancy.
St Mirren 3, Celtic 1 in the Scottish League Cup final. Well, it's nice for Scottish football to mix things up.
Well, my old mate Tommy, he'll be absolutely furious about that result. I mean, you can't expect them to go to final and get beat by St Mirren. I mean, it just doesn't sound right.
With all due, it doesn't sound right.
I mean, great for St Mirren, but
go on to St Mirren. If there's any, listen, if there is a St Mirren fan,
we would a sober one.
Well, they're allowed to drink tonight.
Well, absolutely.
But I'd love to hear from a St Mirren fan. That is what we're going to task the nation right now. St Mirren fans, 03717
and not the second team. When you have like that Scottish team. Oh, yeah, I'm an Aston Villa fan, but no, I like St Mirren.
I want a St Mirren diehard fan to give us a call and celebrate on the final word. I'll tell you what I want to do first. I want to celebrate with a Sunderland fan. So let's get a Sunderland fan ready because we've got loads on the phone line ready for us. Let's go to Sean, who was at the game today. How are we, Sean?
Bad boys, Majestic, Ian Allen.
Oh, mate, listen. Back in the Premier League and the first big derby for how many years you go and win? How you feeling?
Absolutely buzzing. It's my birthday today now, 52 today.
Oh, happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Absolutely buzzing. It was just unreal atmosphere from the start, the T4, everything, and it's unreal.
Do you know,
the
character of your team at the moment, mate? Listen, I'm a Spurs fan, yeah, and I see lack of character and lack of energy. I don't see that with Sunderland. You've come up to the Premier League. You're currently 7th on the same points as Palace and Liverpool. You're above Manchester United at the moment. You must be in cloud 9.
Oh, absolute cloud. If they said at the start of the season, everybody had us favourites as going down, and from the first game, beating West Ham 3-0 at the stadium, and that's unbeaten at the stadium. Like always says, make the stadium like a fortress, which we have. I think that's 5 wins and 3 draws now at the stadium light. Went to City last week, got turned over, but every game where we had a defeat, we'll come back the following game and come in with a win, and that shows the character in the team. It's a young team.
Do you know what, Sean? I want to bring this to Pards now because the first ever show me and Pards did on this channel, right? We talked about his experience as a Premier League manager and what it takes to stay in the division. And he always says you need 10 wins. Pards, Sunderland now, 7 wins after 16 games. They're as good as up. Yeah.
But you still need, you still got to get 3 more over the line. And I know it looks really easy now, but it was still difficult. I mean, I wouldn't bet against that Sunderland finishing in the top 10 the way they've played that first half of the season. They've been absolutely terrific. I mean, today, the game was exactly what I thought it would be. People are so uptight, so tense, so nervous. It's so stressful for the playing staff of Newcastle and Sunderland. There's not a lot of quality. It wasn't a lot of quality. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of some fluid movements and people taking people on. It was all a bit nervy and edgy, and Sunderland edged it, and fair play to them.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed, Sean. Let's go to Alex, who's also a Sunderland fan. How are we, Alex?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, well, very well. Not as happy as you must be tonight, because I'll tell you what, it's a monumental victory to come back into the Premier League and beat your rivals like that.
Oh, it was amazing. The atmosphere, everything was just fantastic. But I just want to say, how poor were Newcastle?
Yeah. I actually thought Joe Linton played in the week. I did the game in the week at Leverkusen, and he was a little bit. He didn't look at his best. And Miley come on and scored the goal, but I was still surprised not to see him out there today. because I do think he has that kind of ability in those type of games to just slow it down and create a moment. But I think you're right, Alex. They didn't really create anything against you, did they? Even after you got the goal, there wasn't really any threat.
I was massively expecting them to come out off the block, putting us on the back foot, but it wasn't like that. I was confused more than anything. But yeah, I was so surprised. Our back line and Granit Xhaka, Jesus, I could talk about them all day. They just dealt with everything with ease.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what impressed me, and I know he's had a great season, is Ballard. I thought he sort of stood up today. There was a lot of aerial stuff in there, and him and the keeper rose through it were terrific. They dealt with everything.
No, it was immense. And, yeah, thank you for taking my call. But could I just give a big shout-out to Mr. Alan Shearer, wherever you are?
You certainly can, Alex.
So have a great weekend, Mr. Shearer, if you're listening.
I'm sure he is. Thank you very much, Alex. I was going to ask Alex, quickly ask you, Pards. AFCON coming up, of course, that is going to affect Sunderland in a big way.
Yep.
If they can sort of bide their time over that period and still getting some results.
I think it was an important result today because it just gives them a little bit of a cushion between themselves and the bottom of the league to sort of get some results and grind a few out and get those boys back quickly. But when you write that about the African tournament, then you're talking about most of the Premier League teams. They're all going to be affected in some form. And, you're losing 2 players out your squad, or you might be losing 4 or 5. It's a blow in any which way. So, Sunderland in particular is going to hurt them.
Keep those calls coming in 03717 223344. Al, the Arsenal fan, who's a regular listener, he's listening. It's his favourite time of the week. Have a great show, guys. Thank you very much, Al.
Well done, Al.
Next up, we're going to be talking Spurs.
Oh, dear.
There's a lot of Spurs fans ready to come onto this station and have their say. And if you are one of those people...
It was one of those lacklustre performances.
That's the word you used, mate.
Sam Matterface was on early. I could tell in his voice. He was like... he was like...
He knew.
Propping me up, as if to say, go on.
He even said Majestic's going to be fuming because you can see by the performance. Phone line number, of course, 03717 223344. What do you make of Thomas Frank? Call us right now. We'll hear from you next on the Final Word phone in here on talkSPORT. Good evening, it's the Final Word phone here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, and former Premier League Manager of the Year as Mr. Alan Pardew, who joins me every Sunday here on the Final Word, where we discuss the whole weekend of football and, of course, what we've just seen happening. Someone just said on the text messages on 03717223344 on the WhatsApps, Pard's life is golf, dinner, golf, dinner. is that a good sum up?
Lunch.
Like a golf lunch dinner.
Golf lunch dinner, yeah.
Had a Christmas dinner yet?
I have had a Christmas dinner, yeah, at the Hilton. It was very lovely with a variety, boys. And
Pigs in blankets?
Pigs in blankets, favourite.
That's key, isn't it?
And I'll tell you what else is key to a good Christmas dinner, stuffing.
Yeah, good stuff.
Stuffing has got to be right. Yeah. And I don't like meat stuffing. I don't like meat in it at all. I like vegetable stuffing.
Ooh. I'm going to be in Saudi Arabia for Christmas. How different is that?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sheep's eye.
Is that what I eat?
Well, a bit of a delicacy, I should imagine, in the Arab region. Yeah. Sheep's eye.
Is that from?
I got offered it once.
Is that from Indiana Jones films?
No. I got offered it once. You know, when you go to the Arabian desert,
yeah,
to have what they would call not a barbecue, but like an outside feast. Yes, and I got privileged to be given the sheep's eye.
Because that's
yeah, that was
an honour bestowed upon you.
Absolutely. Not that I enjoyed it very much, but it was there.
Honour that's going to be bestowed upon me is to talk about Spurs in a moment's time. But first, I want to let you guys know the phone line number. Spurs fans, what do you think? 03717 223344 is the number to call. I want to hear from those Spurs fans in a moment's time.
Or ex-players.
Or, yeah. Explain. Oh, Bentley was on the way there with a few of the fans today. I was supposed to go with him.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I didn't. Big up David. As much as I'd like to be in Bentley's company, I'm glad I didn't go to that. Let's now turn our attention to my beloved Spurs, who were beaten 3-0 by Nottingham Forest, a result that sees Tottenham slip to 11th in the Premier League table. Let's just start with the first goal, because I need to know who's at fault, in your opinion, as the gaffer, Pards. You got Vicario and Archie Gray here. Now, playing out the back, when I see Vicario play at the back, I get butterflies in my stomach anyway. Archie Gray definitely has a part to play in this, but I'm putting it down to the keeper, because the ball comes into his feet, takes a touch, loads of time and space. Why not just kick the ball out?
Well, in his defence, there's a lot of teams that will still encourage their goalkeeper to give it to their central midfield player, let's call it that, to play first time out to the fullback, even if he's really tightly marked, right? That is encouraged.
Yep.
So on that part, I think, okay, you can't have a touch. And the young boy, unfortunately, Archie has a touch, and that kills him. But I still think the selection of the pass and the momentum of the pass was such that made it difficult for him. So if you're putting, I would put 30% at the goalie and 70 at the boy, I'm afraid.
Okay, so that's 1-0 down from a mistake. Again, a gifted goal.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi gets that opener. And then the second one. Now, as a manager, even as a player who plays on a Sunday league or Saturday afternoon, you know the most volatile time to let a goal in when you're 1-0 down is within the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
For 50 minutes in, what happens? Hudson-Odoi puts a cross in.
It's a good cross.
It's a great delivery.
Yep.
Whatever it was, cross shot, whatever. But Vicario, man, I'm not having that.
No.
There's no one in his sight, no one in his vision.
If I was on the sideline and I was the manager, I'd have gone straight. My head would have just spun round, and I'd have looked straight at the goalkeeper coach and blamed him.
Right, would have blamed Woody.
Yeah, well, it would have been, if Woody was at Newcastle, it would have been 100%. He would have got it, because there's no one really going across the flight of the ball at any pace. So it's not like he's been distracted by players getting in his vision or coming across him. He literally has a clear view of it, and therefore it can't go in that corner, and it doesn't go right in the top corner, not in the the pincer move.
No.
Right? It can't, it's low down, and I'm afraid he has to carry the can for that.
Well, he did actually put his hands up and go like, oh no.
Yeah.
But this keeps happening, Pards. What do we do in this instance? Should the goalkeeper be dropped?
Well, as I say,
that's a huge decision.
We had a similar discussion about Newcastle's goalkeeper, and I said to you before about this decision for a manager. It's one of the hardest decisions you make, because it kills the keeper first and foremost. You actually kill him, his confidence, in terms of him. It's almost like you've left him out for faults, for errors, and you now have to see him on the side. And he knows he now needs to wait for this other goalkeeper to perhaps make errors and it isn't going to be in the first game. It's it's going to be some sort of process. So, but also these allies, who's with him, which centre halves love him, and which centre halves really need him to change, as he calls an indecision on their part, and the confidence of the team. So it's a big decision, and I don't think any manager takes it lightly, or whatever level, and certainly in the Premier League when there's such scrutiny. And let's be honest, we're going to talk about this later. The voices that are around the Premier League now. I mean, that Mo Salah thing and everything else that we've talked about this week, it's just gone on and on and on. It just never stops.
Yeah, the noise is compounding. Like, there's a lot of stuff. So especially for example, Vicario, who we're talking about, when he makes a mistake, it's amplified.
Yeah, and he's going to get like the next 3. When's your next game? Have you League Cup?
No, we're out, mate.
You're out. So you got a weeks of this. 1 week, he's going to have to suffer. I would
55,000 podcasts.
Whatever. Yeah. Coming down.
Everyone talking about it. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at Vicario. I've said before, and I say it again. Even when he comes back and has a good game, for me to go forward, how Spurs wish to go forward, he's not a number 1 goalkeeper, and that's fair enough. Doesn't mean I don't like the fella. No. Doesn't mean I don't rate him as a shot stopper. He's not a number 1.
All footballers have to accept that there's an opinion that out there that is a critical one of you personally. You have to accept that. Yeah. You might have a load of people who support you, but there is always going to be a voice there out there that doesn't like you and doesn't think you're in the team. And I take your opinion, sir.
Unfortunately, I have to always bring him back to Arsenal because they are doing so well. I always give that comparison. I think Ramsdale's a decent keeper. Yeah. But Arteta, to his credit, saw that wasn't going to be the keeper that's going to win him a Premier League. He went out of his way and got Raya, embedded him.
A lot of criticism, actually, at the time.
A lot of criticism because Ramsdale was such a fan favourite. And then, like I said, he's no, that's not good enough. We need to move forward. So we'll see what happens there. But
Thomas Frank might share the same opinion. At the moment, he's a little bit like, well, he's the best one I got, maybe.
But will Thomas Frank get enough time to make that decision? Because now, that is, for me as a Spurs fan, going to get rolled at Forest 3-0.
Not a great result.
It's a poor
going into
result.
The Christmas period.
Really bad. It's really bad considering, if you look at Spurs have played.
Well, this ain't the first criticism though.
No, because listen, I'm going to give you some names: Forest, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Fulham. How many points we had out of the games?
2.
1. That's not good enough, Pods.
No, I agree.
Is he running out of credit?
For me, not yet. No, I still think when you
LMA hat on.
He's won 6 and lost 6 and drawn 4. Now, this time last year when Ange was having that awful run, you weren't anywhere near those figures, I don't think.
I don't know. I think they're pretty similar.
Do you?
This time last year. And bear in mind, again, and I was someone who had enough of Ange in the end, he did not have Romero and Van der Ven week in, week out. In actual fact, at one point, he had no back 4.
No, that's true. He did have a little run, didn't he?
And I'm still, for me, the Forest game, another really big problem for me was we're 2 goals down from 2 absolute gifts. We need goals. We need something. Brings on Ben Davies and Polina. Now, I like Polina, top player for me. I would have started him over Bentancur. Bentancur's doing nothing at the moment.
I don't understand why he's not starting for the team personally.
No, I don't.
I think he has the experience to really guide you through some
100%.
Consistency.
100%.
It's consistency that's the problem.
Listen, I love Ben Davies. We make a thing of talking about him on my Spurs podcast. So he's probably one of the nicest guys in the world. He probably, I do the cones and I put the...
But that don't mean nothing, does it?
But so
when it comes to like winning matches, want to win matches.
How he's still at Spurs, I don't even know. And he's come on after 60 minutes. For what? What's he going to offer when you're 2 goals down? That is such a strange... What's he thinking there, do you think?
I can only assume he was looking for a bit of balance in the team to go forward. I mean, he can't be thinking negatively, like to keep the score down. I mean, I can't imagine that. He must have thought he needed a bit more balance in the side, a little bit more culture in terms of on the ball. Ben's good on the ball, so I don't know. I can't tell you what Thomas Frank's mind is telling him. You're talking about actually the fact that they're not offensive players and he's not affecting the offensive side of the pitch.
And when you got Brendan Johnson, who is his former club, who was last year's top goal scorer for Spurs, don't bring him on until 80th minute.
The game's almost done.
The game's done.
Okay.
And you can't expect Brendan Johnson to get into a game like that. Now, I'm going to change it so you're not thinking like a league manager, right? You're the chairman of Tottenham Hotspur. How long does Thomas Frank have for you?
For me, I still think that Thomas Frank has earned the right to have more time. And that's where I stand 100%. There's not a part of me that feels that he should lose his job.
What's he done to earn that right?
What he's done at Brentford, the
What was
reputation.
that? He's been in the Premier League?
Yeah. Well, I actually think the results that he got there were outstanding, actually.
For Brentford?
Yeah, for Brentford.
For Brentford?
Yeah.
That's the levels.
And I think that he's come into a difficult team and lost key players, by the way. You know, Maddison.
Yeah.
The striker, whose name escapes me.
Solanke.
And
Kulusevski.
Yeah, and you know they're three big players for the team, and I think those three start. So I do feel some sympathy for him. I'm still with him, and I know Spurs fans, much like yourself, are very much 50-50 or even worse, because you're in the 60-40 mode, are you?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay.
03717 233 is the number. Spurs fans, it's your chance to give us a call. Because we are talking all things Thomas Frank. It's Majestic. It's Alan Pardew. Is the final word.
Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across the social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Has Spurs ruined another weekend for me? It is the final word with Madge and Pards. I get used to it though, Pards. You know, some of my Spurs friends still, like, to this day, like, it ruins their, like, weekend. I'm like, I don't let Spurs ruin my weekend.
No, but, you know, fans will, you know, take it differently, don't they?
Not when we got tunes like this in the background. I love the final word.
Yeah, well,
that's
you. That's not everybody.
Still to come, of course, we'll be talking about that time with Derby. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. Congratulations to Sunderland. That's such a big result, isn't it?
It is a big result, particularly in that area.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, there's a lot of interlinking between the two fan groups in the workplace, etc., etc. There'll be one group of people at work very angry on Monday.
And of course, we've got to be talking about West Ham, one of your former clubs, Pards. A relegation battle. Are they in it? I want to hear from West Ham fans. I've got loads of West Ham friends, and I know they listen. So 03717 22 3344.
Telling them they're in it.
You're telling them?
Yeah.
All right, it's Majestic Pards. It is Sunday night. It's the final word. Right. We're talking Spurs. We've got loads of Spurs fans that want to get involved. So let's start with G. How are we, G?
What's happening, Reg? You all right? You're a ledge.
Mate.
You all right, Alan?
Yeah,
Gee, it's one of them ones, isn't it? You just do that noise of Spurs.
What, the gloom. Yeah, the last time I phoned up, my brother was like, why'd you tell them to play the violins for? All that and the other.
The violins.
I don't know. You can phone. Listen, like, talking as a goalkeeper, yeah? I was a goalkeeper. My son's a goalkeeper. All right? I used to be a goalkeeper. But what I'm trying to say, yeah, is when Vicario passed it, right, to Archie, yeah, didn't he say man on?
Yeah, that's the first thing you'd think.
Did he have to say it in Italian? What is it in Italian? I don't know. Signore, behind. Why would I know?
Signore, hurry up.
Anything would do. But didn't he say man on?
Right. You know, like there used to be a term for that pass, you know, in the trade, didn't there? You know, and on Sunday morning it would be called the hospital pass. It was a dangerous pass.
We call it hospice pass.
Yeah.
Right, but
One more sue.
Man on.
What, you've been checking it on Google?
Google Translate. One more sue. Italian friends.
And what, does Archie Gray understand that then?
I don't know. Nothing got said, mate. I don't think anyone said anything.
And other than that, yeah, my son had a game today. He lost in the cups. Shout out again to Adam. Unlucky Southgate Dragons, but yeah, we love you.
Well, there's always the cup, you know, when you lose a cup game.
What about your game next week? What a jeopardy game that is.
Well, Liverpool at home. We're getting beaten.
What, Liverpool home?
We're getting beaten.
I mean, but, Liverpool, I see him yesterday. I'm still not convinced,
Are you not?
I still think there's a chance for you in that game. I don't think that's a gimme for Liverpool.
What do you reckon, G?
It's like a glass table, mate. It depends what you put on it, if it can crack them. Simple. You know what I mean? Isn't that right, Mitch?
Mate, it's normally our glass getting smashed. Thank you very much, G. Let's go to Trev. He was at the game today. How are you, Trev?
Hi, no, I wasn't at the game. I watched the game.
Oh, sorry. It says at the game here on my screen.
No,
but
I wasn't at the. No, I wasn't at the
well,
game.
thank God you wasn't, because I was supposed to be there as well. And thank God I wasn't.
Couple of things. First of all, just want to say to Alan, I'm a member of that variety golf, and what a great cause they raise money for.
Oh, brilliant, Trev. Brilliant.
And hopefully I'll see you next year at maybe one of the golf days.
I hope you do.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll come and say hello if I do. Right,
Absolutely.
Coming back to Spurs. I've got to be honest with you. I'm with you, Alan. You cannot get rid of the manager yet. You've got to give him this season and maybe even some of next season for him to put his stamp on it. He is at fault for some of his decisions, though, and he obviously has to hold his hands up. But to get a tune out of this side is going to be very difficult, because I think we've got a lot of bang average players.
Agreed with that. Agreed with that.
I love, for instance, let's take one. I love Kudos. I think he's a really good player. But for goodness sake, mate, do not go back round a player 3 times before you attempt to get a cross in. He is frustrating. He frustrates me. I like he's got great feet, but he's such a frustrating player. Get the ball in the box, because no one's getting any service. We're a lacklustre side, and look, whoever turns up next week against Liverpool, if we turn up that we've decided, oh, you know what, we're going to play today, then we've got a chance. But you just don't know what team is going to turn up with Tottenham this season. It's a bit similar to Ange, but I think that the manager is more pragmatic than Ange, which does help.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
We're not much further on than we were, to be honest with you, but we got to allow him to A, bring some players in, B, get back Mads, Kulo, and
Solanke.
We got to get these players back, and then we'll see, is he the real deal? Because if he doesn't get a tune out of us then you can question the manager. But there is no way I used to have a go at Ange all the time. There's no way I'm having a go at Thomas, because if we don't give a manager time, we're going nowhere. We're going to be changing managers like I changed my underpants, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, I agree with a lot of that. The only thing I'd ask is, like, for example, today, Trev, 60 minutes in with 2 goals down from terrible gifts that we've given away. He's bringing on Polina and Ben Davies. Like, that doesn't strike to me the suggestion of someone that's looking to try and go and win a game.
No, it's a bit negative, to be honest with you, and we thought that when we were watching it. We thought, why is it? And also, to be fair, Spence wasn't having a stinker.
No.
He was actually one of the players that was putting the effort in, like he always does. There were worse players on that pitch that could have come off easily. And then you've got to take and look at your keeper. We need a proper keeper.
We need 2 keepers.
Honestly, on it. But the thing is, you need to also look at what you've got in your under-23s. If you look at Luke Gunter, I've watched him play. He is a good keeper. No one's ever given Brandon Austin a chance.
Nope.
I don't rate Kinski. I've got to be honest with you. Kinski might be good in the future. I don't really rate him as a top keeper. But if you look at Luke Gunter, he is not a bad keeper. I've seen him in the under-23s. He's made some amazing saves.
Yeah, it would be nice to see some youth promoted, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, 100%. We see occasionally Scarlett on the bench. He can't do any worse than Rishi.
Oh, don't get me started. Mate, honestly, he definitely can't. Listen, Trev, thank you. Great call. Trevor there, Spurs fan. He thinks that we should give.
When I look at your team, like, and you look at the back 4, forget the goalie, we know there's a bit of an issue there. The back 4, we happy with at Spurs? Could we win a trophy with the back 4?
The 2 centre-halves, yeah.
Yeah, and the left back? Spence? No?
Spence is good. Spence is good.
Right back?
Poro I like, but I don't know, defensively I think sometimes there's...
Sometimes. The midfield for me is a bit indescript.
Yes.
It's almost like it's not either here nor there.
Correct.
Would you agree with that?
Correct.
Right, so you've got some problems going on then. So you've got a goal, you've got a midfield that you can't really go, definitely he's in, definitely.
Correct.
Kudos over-elaborates. He did at West Ham at times.
Yes.
But he's a good player.
Good player.
I think he'll hold that position at Spurs.
But he needs to just release the ball a bit quicker.
Yeah, but you need a lot more quality round him than that.
Absolutely.
So when you look at the league table, when I look at the league table, right, Spurs are sitting on 22 points. Newcastle are below them. Well, I got Newcastle better than them. Then you go Fulham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest are going to charge up that league a little bit with Sean in charge.
Dodgy.
Leeds, West Ham are not going to do anything. Burnley, but when you look above, Everton, Brighton, yes, but you should put Spurs above there. I look at Spurs and think 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
That's where I think that squad is. Forget about the manager.
It should be better than what's going on.
Yeah.
Keep those calls coming in 03717 223344. Spurs fans, have your say right now as Spurs got battered. Took a whooping at the Nottingham Forest today. 3 goals.
By our old mate, Daishi.
Yeah, by Daishi. He'll be listening to a bit of dance music this afternoon, won't he?
Enjoying it. I'll be listening to this.
It's Imagine Pards. This is the final word. Good evening. It's the final word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, and my co-host, Mr. Alan Pardew. And I'm going to speak very slowly, Pards.
Okay.
Because Marcus, who listens to the show every week, is like, slow down, Madge.
Ah, okay.
So I always send him in a message of me going like, some of them are lyric and a lyric and a lyric and a boom.
Because you're a natural rapper, aren't you? It's part of your, what you are. You're jungle man.
Jungle. we was talking off air, right, about the term brethren, because it's nice when we go around because I get so many lovely compliments about our show. Like, I listen to you and Pards. Friday, I went to my old school. Big shout out to everyone at St Ignatius College in Enfield.
Did you come back as an alumni?
Yeah, the alumni. They had a curry night there because they're having a big
little pat on the back for you.
Bit of a rebuild in the school. So it's the last time I get to see it. You're building a curry house in there.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
So, yeah, we had a little thing, and someone who'd left the school 57 years ago said he listened to the show. He's a Spurs fan. And then I see someone today who managed the other team that my boy was playing against. And then he's like, yes, Bredgin, love the show.
Bredgin,
yeah.
Well, brother, what?
So it's like, yeah. You know, like brethren, I suppose is the correct term. Like, yes, well, I'm joined with my brethren here on talkSPORT.
From Oliver Shakespeare.
Yeah, brethren. But yeah, on a street term where we say, yeah, brethren. Do you not use brethren when you go to the
No,
MMA?
I've not heard that one, mate, and it's news to me. And I was actually reading up on Shakespeare the other day about how verses and how he kind of constructed words so that it worked for him. So even in those days, they were kind of rapping like they do in the street now in a different way.
Well, even before that, Geoffrey Chaucer.
Yes.
Chaucer.
Yeah.
See?
A statue of him.
I got an A-star at English literature in GCSE.
No.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You see, hidden talents, young Kevin. Well done, young Kevin.
Right.
You have an A+.
03717 22 is the number to call. I tell you what, there's a screen up here, we're watching it, and it's all about Jurgen Klinsmann, right? He's in his Spurs shirt
His Holston ad.
That day. Like Teddy Sheringham talking about, God, I wish we had a Jurgen Klinsmann at Spurs.
I see a clip of Teddy actually, someone, you know, when they put a mic in front of people these days and say, oh, what's your greatest this, your best team, your best five-a-side team and all that. It bores me to tears, actually. But, so no one do it to me. But Teddy said best player and he went to Klinsmann.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Let's go over to Jim, who's a Spurs fan. I bet he wishes that we still had Jurgen. How are we, Jim?
How are we doing, Majestic? Absolute pleasure to speak to you. I think you're one of the few I've not spoke to, Pardew and Majestic. So nice to speak to you guys. Obviously, terrible circumstances as a Spurs fan today, but let's get through it. Let's get right to it. Let's unpack this. Let's go.
Let's unpack it, mate. I'm watching the season that Jurgen Klinsmann joined. Him and Teddy Sheringham absolutely ripping things up here in the studio. I wish we had a Jurgen now.
The day of two strikers, the time of two strikers when they used to play together.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that? Wow.
I'll be honest, boys, that's a little bit before my time. I know about them boys, obviously, but I grew up with like Robbie Keane and Berbatov and
not bad.
So, listen,
not bad.
Jim, you've had quite a decent ride as a Spurs fan. Then, like, you missed out on a lot of some of the bad times.
It's been a mixed bag. Let's call it that. It's a roller coaster, isn't it? It always is.
It is a roller coaster.
When you think we turn the corner and right, listen, boys, I want to make this quick because I've got to literally, genuinely host the night in about 10 minutes. So I want to get two things out of the way.
What are we hosting?
An open mic night.
Oh, nice.
Wow, good for you.
Where's that, if you want to give it a plug?
It's like Milton Keynes way.
Wicked.
And so I want to get these two things out of the way because they're both very important. One, let's do the first one. So I was on with Goldstein and Bent. When we sacked Ange, I was the first caller, and I said, we'll regret this. And people laughed at me. Nobody believed me. And here we are. These gutless, cowardly, spineless performances, getting our pants pulled down, week in, week out. Right, when it's Chelsea and Arsenal, it hurts more. But it's like Fulham, it's Bournemouth. Where's it going to end? Where are the points going to come from, boys?
Okay, so that's one, and shouldn't have gone. Is that what you're saying?
That's one of my points.
Yeah. Second point.
So I've seen enough. For me, the Fulham loss at home was the last straw. I'd seen enough. So this is not a knee-jerk reaction, as it might sound. But my second one's important too. So I've had a terrible week. I lost a dear friend. His name was Ben Platt. So I want to give him a big shout out on the radio. And
you've done that.
He laughed at this. He was a United fan, but he loved. Just as the old saying goes, just when you think your week can't get any worse, you can always count on, Dr. Tottenham will see you next, sort of thing.
Oh, Jim, I'm glad that you can find some solace in humour, and of course, sending our condolences to you, mate. For the loss of your friend.
Brothers.
Have a great night.
I'm glad I got through, man. I'm glad I got to get that off my chest, man. I really am.
Top man, and have a great night hosting your open mic night tonight.
I will do. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Sports Bar, pick it out sometime, yeah?
Definitely. Top man. Thank you very much, Jim, the Spurs fan. Speaking of Benny, I saw Benny earlier.
Where?
He drove past me. With his son was playing football over the Tottenham training ground. My son had just finished. I've just seen him. He was like, "Oh, Madge." I was like, "Oh."
I take it his son's a striker. It
must be. Probably a baller.
I can't imagine him being a defender or midfielder. He didn't have none of that kind of quality.
He's saying about us missing Ange. I don't think Ange would. Well, again, the problem is you just don't know.
Let's not go back to it.
There's no point doing that because
there's no point. We chewed it over enough, and we both come to the same conclusion. He had to go.
Yeah.
The same conclusion as the board at Spurs took to get rid of him, and I think it was the right decision. Thomas Frank needs a little bit more time, and he certainly needs a bit more quality on that playing staff, which I think the problem lies. We've had some bad windows, which we've talked about in the past. This was a better window this summer, but there's still work to do.
Well, let's go and ask AJ what he thinks. You all right, AJ?
AJ, where are you gone?
You all right?
Here he is.
Oh, Alan, can you hear me? Yeah, how you doing? All right?
Yeah, with you, mate. Go on, what you got?
Yeah, good. I'm sick. I've been a season ticket holder for 40 years. I've got my two boys that go, and I'm sick to death for the last two seasons leaving. It's 15 minutes from time. I've had enough of it. And not only that, I look at Thomas Frank, and I loved him at Brentford, but I just think he overcomplicates things. All he's got to do, he sees things that probably ain't there. We ain't had a shot from outside the box for like the last 3 games, and I don't get it. Newcastle, he puts Mickey van der Ven on the bench. Doesn't even know his best 11. But what makes it worse is the goalkeeper is shocking, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But he obviously doesn't rate Brandon Austin or Kinski. That worries me even more because I'm sitting there going, has he got any faith in the goalkeeping coach? Because if he hasn't, he's got to change it. And it ain't happening, is it? And I mean, Vicario just played direct. And there was a time today when we had the ball, we could have had a shot. Simmons should have had 2 or 3 shots from outside the box. When we got the ball from Spence, who had a pretty decent game, he looked up, there was no one in the box to aim for. It was just pure pittiness. And as we left, I feel like the stewards are looking at us going, oh, bless him, he's got that face again, he's leaving early. Do you know what I mean? Shocking.
Yeah, and your two boys, how old are they?
Oh, mate, you don't want to know. Bless them, they're only one's 30 and the other one's 25. Do you know what? It's like, listen to this, Al. I play golf. I play where you play. I play down Kingswood, right? It's like hitting a 9-iron off a par 5. You're teeing off of a 9-iron. Because, do you know what I mean? All you're doing is keeping the ball in play. Really? Well, you know you're only going to shoot a 9 on a par 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I have to say, I think, the one thing you'd say about Thomas Frank going into Spurs, it hasn't been like a joyful experience, has it, Madge? No. In terms of on the playing style, it's been very kind of pragmatic.
AJ will agree on this as well, because I'm a season ticket holder as well. I don't know when... I genuinely, AJ, I'll be honest with you, I don't think the football at the new stadium's been good at all.
Madge, listen, one of the biggest... I know we have to move with the times, and I get that, right? I do get it. That White Hart Lane was a fortress. But like West Ham, that was a fortress. You know, we had a derby. It was brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I was watching something the other day, West Ham and Tottenham. It was the game we won 4-3. Paul Stalteri scored in the last minute. Both teams are hammer and tongs. What a derby. What a derby. Shots going in, tackles going in, no VAR, but the game was just...
Yeah, and that other game, that last game of the season when West Ham beat you 2-1. And Lasagna Gate, that was another fantastic game. I remember that.
Was that you? Was that you, Pards?
Yeah, come on, the Hammers.
You didn't do the lasagna, did you?
No.
You weren't a chef.
Although it's the same hotel we used. There might have been a West Ham, might have been a West Ham fan.
Oh, now it all comes out. Thank you, AJ. Let's go to Alex. He's a Spurs fan. How are we, Alex? Alex, are you there?
Oh, Alex. Hello.
No, Alex at the moment. Let's go to George. You all right, George?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yes, very hurt by that result. Listen, Thomas Frank's got to be sacked, right? Let me show you something. This is a guy who has no experience to fall on. Nothing whatsoever. Not winning a league, not winning a cup, nothing. When he talks in press conferences, he's referring to his under-12s or under-15s. That's what he has to refer to, yeah?
Yes.
We are not playing the way Tottenham are too big a club to have someone at that level. We got to take Tottenham. We won a trophy, and if you saw how the the crowd and everything the fans and everything got together. It showed how big Tottenham are. Tottenham are top 6, top 4 team. Okay, we can't do it. We cannot down ourselves. Yeah, there's managers out there who are 10 times better than Thomas Frank. People see that, oh, well, he organises this, he organises that. But can he put it into play? It's easy people sitting there saying, oh, I went and watched him, in his training sessions, and, oh, yeah, he's a good manager. Well, how do you know? He's been at Brentford for 9 years. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, that's an interesting point.
This is Tottenham, mate. This is Tottenham.
George, it's an interesting point because I've said this to Pards, right?
Yeah.
George, I've said this to Pards about that, being at Brentford and being at Spurs are a
George,
different
still
thing.
talking.
Yeah, but I'm just coming in on what George is saying there because I want your opinion as the expert here, right? Is, as George is saying that he's been at Brentford. It's a different job.
Bromby, he had Bromby before. So he's had about 10 years experience of managing football clubs. And Brentford, let's be honest, their goal was purely to get to the Premier League, stay in the Premier League, which he did. But is Tottenham on another scale of football club in terms of fans, in terms of pressure, in terms of owners, etc., etc.? Yes, it is. And maybe he is struggling to kind of bring his true mind, i.e. a clear mind, with all that coming down on him. Does that make sense?
All the noise
that comes with a big club. Now, when I've been at a big club, and I talk about Newcastle, the noise from Newcastle is a much greater noise than it is when I was manager at Reading. Much, much greater. So your clarity of thought, your clarity of thinking, your clarity of substitutes, sometimes, I have to say, does get compounded by the pressure that is coming from above. Now, I'll give you another example of this weekend. What about our friend at Chelsea, Maresca, in his press interview, when he's talking about the worst 2 days he's had, or worst week of his life as the football manager, right? Because he ain't talking about the fans. It's quite obvious who he's talking about. He's talking about the pressure from the board. Yeah. This is Chelsea Football Club. We don't expect to get beat twice in a week, etc., etc. We've paid out £1 billion for these players. You best put it right. So there is a pressure that you're not actually assuming there is. Do you know what I mean? Don't think that Thomas Frank is just in that box and he's just trying to be Thomas Frank. He's got a hell of a lot of pressure to kind of deal with, cope with, and actually the best managers find a way. And that's what he needs to do.
Well, we'll find out if the Spurs fans are willing to give him time. 03717 22
Sounds like they're moving.
Keep those calls coming in. Let us know. Thomas Frank, are you sticking with him, or is the Thomas the Frank engine choo-choo train coming to a halt?
Oh, that's a bit hard.
It's Majestic. It's Pardew Sunday night. It is the final word phone in here on talkSPORT. Me, Majestic, alongside Alan Pardew as we dissect the weekend's football. Still to come, we're going to hear from both the Brentford manager and Leeds manager off the back of their 1-1 draw. I'm going to talk about darts as well, the talkSPORT darts in a moment. But let's first head to Ali Pally as Mark Wilkinson is watching all the action unfold in the second round of the World Darts Championship.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Day 4 of the World Championship. Stephen Bunting, the headline act. He'll be on later on as he takes on the young Polish star Sebastian Bierwecki. But first up, we've got a young Dutchman making a good start here. Wesley Plaisier leads Lucas Venig of Germany by a set to nil. He took out all 3 legs in the opening set. Venig, in fairness, on debut here, just missed a few darts in the opening leg of the second set, but he's finally got his first leg on the board. You can listen to it live over on talkSPORT 2 right now, but it's Lucas Venig 0, Wesley Plaisier 1.
PDC World Darts Championship update on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this New Year's Eve. Party at one of our New Year's Eve events. 34 locations across the UK. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
Thank you very much, Mark. Right, first, let's go back to those managers from the game earlier on. Let's start with the Brentford gaffer following a 1-1 home draw to Leeds. Brentford manager spoke with talkSPORT's Alex Crook and gave his thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably the message to the boys, that you've no divine right to win games in this league. And like I said, we've faced them at a good time for them. Probably 3 weeks ago they were a different proposition, whereas they've a lot of belief and confidence from their recent performances. They were always going to be very, very tricky opponents. The way they played the game, it was a bit of an old school game in certain ways, certainly in the first half. So we had to dig deep. So overall, I think, listen, it's a point that we take and we move on.
And after the draw between Brentford and Leeds, talkSPORT's very own Alex Crook caught up with the Leeds gaffer Daniel Farquhar, who was full of praise for goal scorer Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yes, of course, because Thomas rewards performances. I'm far away from giving any recommendation, because Thomas is a top class manager and coach, and he knows exactly what he needs. But as a player, if you deliver with consistency performances, then you have all chances. He was there before, has proven that he can score goals for the 3 lines, and yes, if he shows this with consistency in this league anyhow, then he has also any chances to be back there again.
That was the Leeds gaffer, Daniel Farquhar, very happy with his striker.
What a good goal, by the way.
Great goal.
I mean, that's a proper leap. I mean, it's a great cross, but, Calvert-Lewin's he can do that. What's he got, 4 in 4 games, I think?
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah.
Mate, not bad for a free transfer.
No.
And the other goal scored, of course, by Jordan Henderson, who was another free transfer. And touching tribute it was to Diego Jota, him doing the celebration.
Yes, very nice moment.
Very nice to see. So the best things in life are free.
Well, you've got to hunt around. There's players that are coming to the end of their career, or they've been somewhere and it hasn't worked out. There's plenty of free transfers. You just got to, be busy. It's not always about that shiny, sparkling 21-year-old playing in Belgium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The darts is happening at the moment. We're watching it on the screen here.
108.
We were fuming that we didn't get the invite for the old talkSPORT one.
Yeah, and it was just almost like it was almost done by FIFA.
The seeding.
It has all been sorted out beforehand. The same old faces, the same result. He won it 4 years running, Dean. Is that right?
Well, I'd like to suggest something now.
Go on then.
So it's not the same old faces, yeah? Like, if you've lost in that competition there.
First round loss.
Your first round loss, you're relegated. Out. Get out. Whoever lost in those first rounds, I think Goldstein loses in the first round. I think he did. Get him out. Oh, you're off. I don't care that you do drive. Yeah, you've lost. You're out.
What's drive got to do with it?
Drive friends.
What? Because he's like, is he always, because he's...
They're on every day, aren't they?
He's an entertainer.
They're on every day.
Celebrate.
I've
seen you in that dark room. You can throw your arrows.
Yeah, well,
you got a bit about you, and I think you got the nerve. I think you got the nerve to go up there.
I'd love to. I'll be on the hockey.
Yeah,
take the title.
Yeah, not so much myself, but I would like to put you forward.
No, I think
get him out and get you in. That's what we should do.
We need a team together.
Yeah,
we need a team.
Yeah.
Which is speaking of bit of the nerve, bit of gumption. Spurs are missing at the moment.
Spirit.
No spirit. So let's be joined on the phone now by a good friend of mine who I host my Same Old Spurs podcast with, even though we're not done one for a while.
Oh, it's not. So we're still on the Spurs run, are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, who we got?
We're joined by Anthony King, a.k.a. Gazza. How are we, Gaz?
How are we, gentlemen? You all right?
They ruined our weekend again, mate.
I tell you what, Madge, you got a tough gig there. A great gig. First of all, what I'd like to say, it's a fantastic show that you and Mr. Pardew put on every week. But tell you what, with that Europa League football, Spurs playing on a Sunday, you know what's coming, the defeat, and then you get the phone in, then you get the downfall.
I know.
The defeat and the downfall.
At the moment, mate, we ain't going to get Europa League football next year, so it'll be fine.
I don't know where you start with that group. But look at that first goal. It'll be interesting. I've only just started listening to the show. I don't know what Pards was saying about the goal. The first goal there with Vicario and Gray.
He's given 30% blame to Vicario and 70% Archie.
I'm spot on with that because I look at Archie Gray there for that goal and I just watched it back and I thought, if you pop yourself in there and you make yourself available without scanning the situation prior, and you're making yourself an option for the goal and he pops it into you, you've got to hold your hands up there because he could have just turned around and went up the field there.
Yeah, and the other thing that I would say about Archie, what he must know and understand as central midfield player, I was a central midfield player, you understand the heat that's on the back of you. You can't have a touch. You can't take a risk.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if the ball is really poor that's been played to you, you've got to attempt it first time. You can't possibly take a touch. And bless his heart, because he's only a young player. He'll learn from that era.
Yeah, definitely. I look at the situation as well where you're obviously talking about Thomas Frank, and the question asked is who comes in. You're looking at probably the stand-up manager in the Premier League for me is obviously Pard's old team, Oliver Glasner. But I think he can probably get a better job if he waits his time.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's in a pool of his own. So, and also you're looking from a player point of view about recruitment. Who can Spurs bring in the window? There's no doubt, regardless whether Thomas Frank's there or not, Spurs need players. So we need to bring in players regardless.
Semenyo is 65 million. I'm told his clause.
Just can't see it. Just can't see him coming.
Play the left side for Spurs all day long.
Yeah, I would
long
love
throw, mark at set plays, score goals, energy, quality, strength, power.
Yeah.
Anything else you need?
Do you know where the dynamics changed a little bit though? I think Spurs were a really good place to maybe come in the summer. New manager coming in, Champions League football. Yeah, an exciting project to be a part of. If you're an agent, I wouldn't advise yourself to go and play for Spurs at the minute with all the uncertainty that surrounds the club, not just on the pitch, but upstairs. But we're going to see what these guys are about upstairs and the decisions that they're going to have to make. This is their first
window, Gaza, isn't it? Really?
And that's really the only way that you're, as a fan, that we're going to be able to judge what they're about is what they do in a window, because we're not privy to what they do on a day-to-day basis,
of course,
behind the scenes. So it's going to be how active they're going to be in the next window, and that comes in January. Thankfully for Spurs fans, it's only a couple of weeks away.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they have done, which I think's been good actually, because Thomas Frank has had some ups and downs, obviously in results and performances, but you haven't heard any murmurings coming out of there, and that's important when you're the manager. You might be on a tricky run, but you certainly don't want no negativity, no negative stories coming from a colleague or a reporter that's close to the board. And that's been pretty sound, and I'm pleased for him on that.
The thing is, though, guys, we've got Liverpool at home next, and then it's Palace away, and then Brentford away.
I just question the mentality within the group as well. It's not just at Spurs, by the way. I do think it lies within the modern day player. And a lot of clubs, and I just looked at that and I said to my dad earlier, I thought, you're on that coach up to Nottingham Forest today. You got Sean Dyche as the opposition manager, and a group that are going to be chomping at the bit to play against Spurs, no doubt about it. Have you got what it takes inside you? Have you got the minerals to go and do a job up there? The answer was no, and we keep seeing that week in.
Well, I'd actually say it was an emphatic no, actually, Gazza, today.
How can you go from that last week to that today? Against Brentford to that.
Mate,
guys, listen, go and have half a lager, my friend, with your dad, and enjoy the evening. Me and Madge will continue our...
I'm not stopping it just for you, mate.
That's it. And that is why we called our podcast The Same Old Spurs, Gaz.
That's it, mate. Thank you.
Man.
Great show, guys.
Thank you, Gaz, there for The Same Old Spurs podcast. I just want to just do something here, and it'd be quite good because we can put this on YouTube and clip this up, and you can leave this in the comments because I want Pardew's idea on this because this always causes controversy. We had a caller before, a Spurs fan, I think it was George, who said Spurs are a big club. They're a top 6 club. You know, Thomas Frank
financially.
Thomas Frank isn't that. Spurs are a big club. Now, can we clear this up, Pards? Because we had a message here said Tottenham are not a top 6 club, never have been, never will. Couldn't even catch Leicester when they were nailed on for them, even though Spurs were never ahead of Leicester at any point during that season, by the way. Don't know what Spurs are moaning about. They finished bottom half last year. What do they expect?
Like an Arsenal fan, this one.
No, I think it's probably a Leicester fan. Okay. But I do see it a lot when people talk about Spurs being a top 6 club, right?
Yeah.
Are Spurs, in Alan Pardew's mind, a top 6 club?
This year, no.
No, but we're just talking about in general, because Manchester United are a top 6 club, right?
Well, it changes. Obviously, the game change. Well, the game changes a little bit because would you call Man United a top 6 club? Now, no, you wouldn't, would you? Not now, not right now. So the landscape moves quickly in football, and you have to move with it. What I would say is financially, they've got themselves in a position to be a top 6 club. In historic terms, would I count them as a top 6 club going back over 30, 40 years? Yes, I would. And do I count them as a really big club in the country? Yes, I do. So, yes, there's a lot of ticks there, Madge. But are they a guaranteed top 6 club? No.
Well, when you have the discussion over the last 20 years, for example, the average finish for Spurs is 5.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
If you go back over sort of 20, 30 years, Spurs are a top 6 club. But this is how you... But the landscape does move quickly. Look at...
Absolutely. Newcastle, look at Nottingham Forest, who won 2 European trophies.
Yeah, Newcastle Champions League team last year, right? The only reason they're a Champions League team last year was because they had tremendous new ownership, and it's taken them into a different sphere. And that's what happens in the Premier League at the moment. It changes. The landscape changes very, very quickly. Everton have a new stadium, and they have new finance coming in, and they're growing as a club. They're improving their position. There's no guarantees in football, but historically, have Spurs been a top 6 club? Would I class them as that? Yes, I would class them as that.
See, because, for example, Billy's messaged us, thanks for the message, Billy, saying Spurs are not a big 6 club. That conversation triggers people. And if this is cut up on YouTube, please, in the comments, leave your opinion and thoughts. As obviously, people are going to sound biased because I'm a Spurs fan.
Sure.
But just to deal with the facts of the idea of what is the big 6. For me, there's a compare like Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal, for example, and Chelsea, obviously, because they've won so much as well, and Man City in recent times of money. That's where it's really at. That's the top tier, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And Spurs are below that.
Yeah.
They're in like a little section
of
there.
Little group below, yeah.
Right?
Because... And look at Villa over the last 3 or 4 years since Umar been there. They've made an amazing steps forward. Yeah. Amazing.
So being back to where they were. Yeah. Because they were big.
Yeah, of course. And if you go back to Ron Saunders and all those days, and Aston Villa would be classed as a top 6 club. But they had a long fall away from it.
But one thing I'll say
that Spurs might have a long fall away.
But one thing I will say about Spurs is just to have my say on this, if I was commenting, right, is in Premier League history, Spurs are actually the 5th in terms of most points. We're ahead of Man City because we've never been relegated.
Yeah,
never been relegated, right?
Yeah. In the history, you're talking about.
In the history of the Premier League.
Premier League.
The Premier League.
Just Premier League.
Just the Premier League era. Spurs have never left the Premier League.
Stat.
Yeah, it's a good stat to have.
Yeah.
So you're in the top 6 of that, right?
Yeah.
In terms of overall trophies won, Spurs are in the top 6 of that.
Are they?
Yeah.
That surprises me. But okay.
Yeah, they're ahead of Villa and Everton.
Yep.
Because they're just below, right? So they're in the top 6 of that. Revenue, they're in the top 6 of that. And over the last 20-year period, finishes average 5th place. So that makes them that thing. But as you're saying right now, this is where the owners now have to do something because Spurs last year has to be a blip. And they need to move forward. And is Thomas Frank the man to do that? 03717 22 3344. The PDC World Darts Championship is underway, and talkSPORT and Pitch Experiences could be sending you there on the 23rd of December. With less than a week left to enter, you and the three mates could be living it large. In platinum seats, fine dining, a complimentary bar, and exclusive access to the 501 Lounge with Russ, the Voice, Bray. Then it's straight to your prime arena table for the best view in the house. Get ready for an unforgettable Annie Pally Christmas. Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text the word darts to 83338. That's 83338. Text cost £2 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 421 7508. Lines close 4 p.m. this Thursday, and that's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus and UK residents only. For your chance to win, text the word darts to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com.
This music, it's a great little... Is it from an old classic song or something?
So it's a old dance record called Chase the Sun, which...
Ibiza tune?
It was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but then it got adopted at the darts and became the dance theme song.
I like it.
So I was speaking to one of our colleagues here at talkSPORT who makes music. He's like, Madge, I've written a song for the World Cup. It'll be a World Cup anthem, like Freed for Desire.
Oh, let me rap on it, Madge.
No, but he's like, I'm like, you can't write those hits. Those hits become the hits.
What does that mean?
For example, no one ever made Chase the Sun to become a dance theme. It became a dance theme.
Is that called a jingle or not? No,
it's just a record, and then it's adopted.
Yeah, I know it's a record, but now is that a jingle? Is that class in the business as a jingle?
No.
For the darts music?
It's just still a record.
It's just a record, okay.
Yeah. Right, we're talking all things Scottish football as Celtic lose to St Mirren 3-1 in the Scottish League final. I asked, and guess what?
We ain't got one.
We've got one.
A St Mirren fan.
We've got a St Mirren fan. Derek joins us. Good evening, Derek.
Hello, good evening.
How are you, Del?
Hi, Derek. Come on, what's happening?
I'm absolutely over the moon.
Yes!
So happy.
Hi, Derek.
It's great when the underdog wins.
Oh, mate. Listen, in the words of my good friend Jamie O'Hara, Celtic got a whooping. They got a whooping.
Honestly, I don't want to talk about Celtic. Let's talk about St Mirren, because they're brilliant today. They fight for each other. The keeper made some brilliant saves. The whole team, Stephen Robinson, honestly, so underrated.
Oh, we've got a bad line for Derek. So if we do,
Derek must be in the car. Must be on the way home.
So listen, to put into context, St Mirren lie 9th in the Scottish Premiership now.
That's bottom, isn't it?
Well, it's near the bottom. They are currently 18 points off of Celtic, who are second place in 32 points. That is a huge win for. Well, it's so nice to see another name win the Scottish League Cup.
I can't. I will have to get one of the stats boys to find out when St Mirren last won it.
Derek,
1953 or something.
Is this when's the last time St Mirren won this cup?
We won it in 2013. I was there then.
Oh.
We beat Hearts 3-2. But to beat Celtic 3-1, I mean, I've done with my two mates a 550-mile round trip, and one of them's a Celtic supporter, but he's a good lad.
Is this, do you think, the greatest win in St Mirren's history today?
Well, I think, we've had such a good run of form. The last 3 years, only Celtic, Rangers and St Mirren have finished in the top 6 for the last 3 seasons. We're such a small club. Stephen Robinson, the staff, the players, unbelievable. I support Morecambe as well. It used to be at Morecambe. They've not done so well this year, but we'll do all right. But St Mirren, Stephen Robinson, it was so nice to see him celebrating with his family, all the fans. Celtic, didn't see one of them. Although I would like to say to Celtic, thank you very much for keeping your board of directors.
Brilliant stuff, Derek. Thank you very much. Derek, the St Mirren fan there as Celtic lose.
What a day for them, eh?
3-1 in the Scottish League Cup final. Legendary Celtic manager Martin O'Neill returns to talkSPORT tomorrow morning after his successful spell in charge at Celtic Park, where he won 7 of his 8 games in charge, including the 3-1 win at Feyenoord.
That's going to be an awkward gig for him.
He's back with Jim White.
Obviously, he's not going to, he's going to know of Nancy, and Delo probably met him and passed on some good information to him, thinking it was all going to go swimmingly well. And now he's going to have to sort of sit in that chair and try and defend him when it's almost undefendable.
Will it be as awkward as his interview with Robbie Williams that time when they were doing the France 98 coverage? Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Good.
No. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I should YouTube that.
Yeah, you'll like that. He's back with Jim White and Simon Jordan following today's League Cup final between St Mirren and Celtic, where Celtic got a whooping, as Jamie would say. It's a massive game for his successor, Wilfred Nancy, who has lost his opening 2 games since taking over. 3 now, yeah. I've got 2 in my running order.
3 games.
Sat the producer.
They got well beaten in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Not Champions League, Europa League.
That's Celtic legend Martin O'Neill on talkSPORT with Jim White and Simon Jordan tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. It's talkSPORT, it's Majestic Part, it's Sunday night, it's Final Word.
Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. Just hearing these names makes you think money and the hundreds of millions of dollars, pounds or Saudi riyals in boxing. But that's at the top. At the bottom, it isn't quite the same. Even for those on the rise, there's not an awful lot of cash in the boxing world. And if you're just starting out, well, it can be a very costly exercise indeed. But don't take my word for it. Here's the former European champion, talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver.
You're turning professional and you're boxing, let's say, York Hall on a non-televised fight. You have to sell tickets to earn any money, but you have to cover the wages of your opponent as well. So if you don't have the ability to be able to sell enough tickets, you effectively have to pay to fight.
A far cry then from Jake Paul facing Mike Tyson in 2024, when the purse was reported to be around £48 million. But the vast amounts of cash lining the top dog's pockets isn't the norm in a typical fight.
Let's say you're lucky and you get between 5 and 10 grand. You're going to get 10 grand max for that. 10% goes to the trainer, 25% goes to the manager. Then we've got the tax man to pay as well. So we're cutting that money in at least half. So now you've got 5 grand for a 10-week camp. So you're talking about a guy here earning, he might be clearing 500 quid a week. How do you support a family on that? So boxers chase the dream. And, you know, there's probably 2% of them that actually make it.
So say you do make it and you start to rise up the ranks. Strikers Boxing, a training academy, says the mid-tier fighters can earn more, somewhere between £10,000 and £50,000 a fight, depending on record, profile, opponent and popularity of weight class. It's only at the top level does the real cash start flowing in, with the top-tier professionals, i.e. those going for titles, earning 6 figures a fight. Something else you'll have heard of is the terms prize fighter or journeyman. A prize fighter is, as it sounds, someone who picks up fights where they can and gets a nice big check if they win. Journeymen are the fighters who take on up-and-comers, effectively used for experience in the ring. Even if they're going up against a real prospect, a young Anthony Joshua, for example, these guys will be lucky to earn more than 10 grand. So the average boxer isn't as rich as you'd think.
Welcome to the Final Word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside the former Newcastle gaffer and Fulham fan, Alan Pardew. And right now, we're the only place on national radio taking your calls on the football. So keep those calls coming in to us, 03 717 22 3344. Soon, we'll be discussing all of Saturday's games as managers face their former teams. But now it's time to cheer up Laura, the Liverpool fan, and Jill, our the Arsenal fan, all of our regulars. It is the greatest quiz on radio. I thought because Ross was off, we might drop it.
No, we've re-energised it.
Re-energised it. Yeah. Okay. The mystery football song quiz is simple to play. All you need to do is tell us which famous footballer is linked to these 3 songs. Remember, it could be the club he's played for, a nickname, or even a famous act he carried out.
Do you know who listens to this show on a regular basis?
Who?
The #1 reporter in the football world, Crookie. He reckons he gets this right every time, almost.
Yeah, Crookie's good like that, though, isn't he?
He's got a brain for it.
We'll be on the way back from the G-Tech, won't he?
Probably.
So if you are playing Crookie...
Here we go.
DJ Kitch, play these for Crookie. What a tune, by the way. You know this one? Sam Fender.
Sam Fender, my man.
People watching.
Try and cheer the Geordies up after a tough day.
Oh, Boys by Sabrina. You dug this one out, Pards?
I like this one.
I can see you.
The video was extremely good.
And probably up there with one of the best football songs of all time, World in Motion by New Order. That and 3 lines of the shirt, which we'll talk about later on as well. 3 songs there, People Watching by Sam Fender. Song 2 is Boys by Sabrina. And song 3 is World in Motion by New Order. John Barnes on the bars. He should be called John.
Very much a person of the people, actually. This particular footballer.
It's a person of the people, right? That's it. It's Rio Ferdinand.
Oh no! Let's not go down that road.
What? He's.
But you know, it's a bit like John Solarco when John Solarco nicknamed himself. You don't name your. You know, people give you a nickname. You don't just arrange it yourself. Called himself. Just come in one day and said, "I want to be called Johnny Sal."
No, he never.
He did.
Oh.
He just come in one day and went, "From now on, guys, can you just call me Johnny Sal?" No. We can't. You don't nickname yourself. Just a little tip for any youngster out there.
What was the reaction like in the dressing room when he did that?
Well, most of us just got ripped and laughed behind his back, you know, as John, you know, he's a great guy, but...
Good player as well.
Very good player.
Really good player.
Yeah, underrated footballer.
If you think you know the answer to the mystery football quiz, it's not Johnny Sal.
No.
Text us on 81089 or WhatsApp us for free on 03717.
It's not man of the people either. Rio, it's not right. It's not man.
0377 223344. Right, let's talk about the games from the weekend. Let's start with West Ham, the London Stadium. Villa continue to push on is the headline. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3. Wow, this run that Aston Villa on, is unbelievable. And the irony is, I'm sure it started at Spurs. I'm sure it started at Spurs when they beat us.
Every run starts at Spurs.
It does. Crystal Palace last year.
Yeah.
Started at Spurs.
Spurs.
That's Spurs.
Yeah, well, look, a couple of things come out of the West Ham game. One, they're banging trouble, right? I don't care what anyone says. I've been saying it all year. And West Ham fans, a big friend of mine, Keith Bishop, texts me up, tells me, no, we're going to be all right. We're all right. We're very good here and there. No, you're in it. And the other thing I want to mention, you know, with this debate about Bellingham and Rodgers, well, Rodgers is beginning to kick on a little bit. Bellingham is stuck in the mud a little bit at Madrid. I see he missed a couple of big chances. I think it was in the Champions League game. I can't remember. Well, it might have been the league game. But Rodgers, seen his goals today. 2 good goals.
Mate, he's so good.
Yeah. So he's now, and obviously Palmer scoring yesterday, which was great to see him back. That number 10 jersey looking good. We're looking good there. But Villa just keep producing a win. They even win when they try to lose. Well, they tried to lose today and still won.
Shall we see what West Ham fans think about being in a relegation battle?
Oh.
Let's go to Rob. How are we, Rob?
All right. Yourself?
Yeah, well, I've had better weekends, mate. My team are rubbish. What do you think? West Ham in a relegation battle?
A genuine North London club, not a plastic one like Arsenal.
Oh, Rob said it, not me. Rob, are you in a relegation battle?
Yes.
Wow. It's better to face things head on.
West Ham fans, they don't live in the clouds, you know, West Ham fans. Reality is right at number 1 in the agenda.
I'll tell you what, half-time, I went outside on the concourse, 2 of your lads come out, and I
2-1 up?
On top of I was at the game, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, but he's 2-1 up when you're at half-time?
Yeah.
Go on.
The 2 lads come out, and they were saying, and I just mentioned Billy Bonds.
Ah.
And I said, do you know who he was? And they went, no. And they're season ticket holders.
Mm.
Now, I go back to Bobby Moore. When Bobby Moore passed away, that first game at home against Wolves, that stadium was bouncing Bobby Moore's Claret and Blue Army. The bowling was rocking.
Yeah.
Stephanie Moore, his daughter, they couldn't have wished for any more. And I felt embarrassed and let down by so-called West Ham fans, the newbies, not the oldies. We know what it's all about. But it was a letdown. I feel the players, the game we played at home after Billy died, the players there didn't even know who he was. I think they've had to have it drummed into him who he was, what he done, and what he epitomised.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, you ain't got to talk to me about Billy Bonds in terms of education. Me, I mean, he was an absolute legend and a giant of a man. So let's put that to one side. So you're saying the reaction, you know, wasn't perhaps what you was expecting today, in that respect.
I was expecting everybody. I was expecting the chorus of Billy Bonds' Claret and Blue Army all around the stadium, apart from the Villa supporters.
Mm.
but it wasn't like it. I was looking around the stadium and I was looking to my sides and I'm thinking, you know, there's youngsters here who don't know who this guy is or who he was.
Well,
You know,
there's
and
obviously...
He epitomises West Ham. Now, I'm sure Stevie Potts, Freddie Potts obviously knows who he was.
Yep.
And the coaching staff have put it into the players. But if they're not feeling it from the fans, they're not going to perform to the way they possibly can with the scenario that's going on. But on the other hand, they're professionals.
Do you know what? It's a good question to pose to Pards because you've been there. You've been the gaffer at West Ham. You know, in your time there, you were well aware of who the legends were that came before you.
I actually used it.
Yeah.
I used to use it, and I make no bones about that. And I got actually criticised because I used the term more than a football club about Bobby Moore in the cup final or a playoff final. I can't remember, and I got heavily criticised for it actually. But I was actually just trying to make a point about how historical the club was and how important it was to the fans, etc., etc. What I would say is the stadium's cold, Madge. You know that.
Yeah,
we know, and West Ham fans know that. Ever since we moved from Upton Park, and we had an unbelievable atmosphere at that place. It was like electric.
It was special.
And we've come to this stadium, and I can't talk about today because I wasn't there, and you know the stadium kind of en masse singing a Billy Bond song because I can't imagine the stadium corner. It doesn't sort of warm to it. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? If it was Upton Park, I think it would have. It had just grown in the stadium naturally, but it gets lost in that stadium, the atmosphere. It's just so big. The bowl.
Is that something to be said then? Because of course with Spurs, and I've been a season ticket holder at the new stadium since it opened, and I can't think of many big nights up there like where it's been really ramped up.
Where the old hairs stand.
Yeah, maybe when we played Arsenal, we won 3-0 on a Wednesday evening with Conte. That was one of them. But there's not been many moments. And you know what? The Emirates
But you have built that. I mean, the difference between your stadium and West Ham stadium is purposely built for your fans because you've got that wall, the bank, which is fantastic. And when I've been there, you know, that really does like impact on the game. There's no doubt about that.
What I feel like, again, you're moving on 20 years in society and football and stuff where it's such a different game. And I've heard all week about the pricing of tickets in the World Cup and the way people are being outpriced. The regular, you know, man and woman are being outpriced the football. Are we seeing effect of that in the stadiums now? And is that affecting teams like your West Hams, who their home fortress is? You know, obviously that stadium does not help one bit. But, you know, is it the fact that these fans, they're just not there? There's so much corporate stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there is. And I think the game is changing in terms of how it's supported, etc., etc. We get a lot more foreign visitors, don't we, come in, and that changes the dynamic a little bit. But the bottom line with West Ham, forget about... obviously, he's very disappointed with what's happened with the memory of Billy, and I would be too. But the team isn't good enough. The team, what worries me more about West Ham, forget the stadium, put that to one side for a minute. The stadium and the dynamic of the stadium doesn't help the team, but the team really are not very good compared to Premier League teams this year. And that's why I think they warrant suggesting that they're in big trouble. And they need to like really kind of look. The recruitment team, the owners, the manager need to sit down and go, wow, we got some work to do in January.
I think personally as well, they've lost a lot of heart in terms of people like Antonio, Cresswell, you know, people the characters of that changing room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who had those moments with the Mark Nobles, etc., who knows would definitely let them know what's going on.
Of course.
And I think, you know, Jared is probably one of them players that you look at and go, that's a West Ham man, and he will be able to tell you what it's like. But you need more than just one of them. And I think this is where...
I mean, if he got injured, Jared, I really would fear for West Ham. I mean, I'm sort of saying they're in it, but I still expect him to get out of it, of course. But Jared, he gets injured or anything happens to him, wow, West Ham, it would be like, oh dear, that it could happen.
We're going to talk about Villa quickly as well.
They're doing great.
They're 3 points behind Arsenal. They've got such a good manager.
Yep.
For me, he is almost like in a tier of his own, Emery. Like, because would you put him up there with Pep and those kind of managers, or is he just...
You just can't put Pep up there, like, you know, away from everybody else.
Pep, Ancelotti, etc.
Yeah, of course, because they've won all the trophies in that. But Emery's up there. There's no doubt about that. And I see a couple of reports on him this week. His analytical side of the game, he really so thorough. And I'll give an example of that. Like, you know, when you got, and I used to like to think that I was like that. If we conceded a set play, I would look back over all their previous games to try and see if we've missed logistically in our work.
Marco Bizot.
Exactly, right. But he's very good at that. So, like, okay, you can get a set play that they've rehearsed and they've just done it as a one-off and it's caught you out. That's different. But if they've scored from that penalty, free kick or corner before, then you shouldn't concede that goal. You shouldn't. Your analysts and your team should be well prepared for that. And that's where he's really good. How to break teams down, low block, working with his own team as a low block but counter-attacking. Whichever system he sets his team up, he seems to find the winning formula. So, you know, they're warrantly, they warrant their position where they are. Third in the league, 1 point from Manchester City, and believe it or not, just 3 points from Arsenal.
Marco Bizot.
That was the best interview of the year, wasn't it?
It was so good. So Villa, absolutely doing brilliant this season. Villa fans, how far can you go? 03717 22 33 For me, Villa, they got to win the Europa. That's theirs.
What do you mean, got to win it?
They've got to win it.
They're one of the favourites, for sure.
Well, you got Emery, who knows how to win that competition.
Well, he definitely got a stranglehold on that competition, yeah.
And who did he win it with? Villarreal?
I always worry, you know, when a team have hit the form that they've hit, Villa, they're in this unprecedented run. Can they keep it going? That's what, you know, and when you look at their squad, I don't think it's like packed with internationals, packed with real kind of strength underneath. I think they're good to sort of 16th, 17th man. When I say good, you know, good enough to win the Europa League, I'm not talking about just good. I mean, you know, Champions League position. But when you look at the Champions League, right, I'm saying this now. Arsenal, yes.
Yeah.
Manchester City, Aston Villa, right, are in there. Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't see it.
Well, this is what might do us a favour this year as well, right? Is if Villa finish in the top 5 and win the Europa, pushes another place, doesn't it?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But you look at them.
Chelsea could win the Champions League, do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Arsenal win the Champions League, more like 03717 22 33 44. Villa fans, how far can you go this season? What is a good season for Villa fans? Let us know. It's the final word. Sam Fender, People Watching is our first song of our mystery footballer quiz. And this one, Boys by Sabrina. Into World in Motion. So to give a bit of context, People Watching, Sam Fender. Sam Fender's from Newcastle.
Yes.
And People Watching, I suppose, is quite a good song for this particular person. Because people did like to watch this person in the press and on the field. Song number 2, Boy Sabrina. Sabrina was Italian, right?
Correct.
Is that the little clue in there?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's an Italian clue in there. And then song 3, World in Motion, New Order, the World Cup 90 song, Italia 90, famous World Cup.
Yep. And also, and the reason that this particular footballer has been chosen this week as well is because there is a big trophy being handed out this week, which he got once.
What trophy?
So there's a tip there, Ismail.
What trophy is that?
I'm not going to tell you that bit in a minute, but I'll tell you that at the end.
Nice. If you think you know who it is, text us 81089 or WhatsApp for free on 03717 223344. So now let's look at the high-flying Arsenal, narrowly beating rock-bottom Wolves 2-1. And you know what, Pards, you can't say it to me. You can't even assure me. You can't even say, Madge, I don't think they're going to win the league. You know what? Performances like that is when it suggests to me they are going to win the league.
Well, you wouldn't have said that with like 2 minutes to go when it was 1-1, when they were like, oh no, I thought, wow, here we go. They're really under the cosh now if this is going to stay this result. And then, of course, they get the winner.
Which is the sign
of
champions.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? I'm a bit of a stat man. You know, like, I like the old stuff.
I'm a stat man.
And I always say to you, you know, when you took a relegation and you want to look at who's going to win the league and who's going to the Champions League, forget about the points, start looking at the goal difference. And for the first time this calendar year, Manchester City's goal difference is greater than Arsenal's.
Okay.
So they are beginning to like go, we're coming, we're still coming. And we know what happens to the second half of Pep's teams usually. Is that they come on stronger. Now, they've only got to be 2 points stronger than Arsenal for the rest of the season. It's possible.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say Arsenal, where I was 3 or 4 weeks ago, where every pundit and, you know, everyone who gets called to make a prediction. We was all saying Arsenal, not so clear now.
Not so clear, but, you know.
Good news for you Spurs fans, by the way.
They didn't drop the points. They got those.
Yeah.
Saka's corner. Wow, turned into net by Wolves keeper Sam Johnston. Great corner.
Yeah, it was very similar to Guimaraes' corner, wasn't it, at Newcastle when he put it in last week. This one hit the post and hit the goalie, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate again.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to have a bit of luck on your side to win these things. When Wolves levelled it on the 90th minute, you know, it was a great taken header, by the way.
Yeah.
By their striker, Tolu Arkade, I think his name is. I can never say it, but I'm going to call him Tolu. Just makes life easier for me.
Tolu.
Great header. Really good header. Bad defending by Arsenal, though. They switched off.
No, but, you know, it happens. You know, those moments happen to these big teams. And, you know, you get away, you can come out there with a draw on the back of that goal. Unfortunately, they couldn't. I mean, for Rob Edwards, it's a disaster in terms of a result. Forget about the performance, because the performance means something. It means something to you as a manager, of course. You can build on it a little bit. It gives you some credence this week of, we're going in the right direction. But the truth of it is, the stats say Wolverhampton Wanderers played 16, 2 managers, 1-0, drawn 2, lost 14. Goals 4, a measly 9, conceded 35. They have a goal difference of minus 26, and they have 2 points. They need 10 wins.
Yeah.
Good night.
Well, the other thing is more injuries for Arsenal. Ben White taken off with a hamstring injury.
He's a bit unlucky, Ben White, isn't he?
Yeah.
He seems to, have one of those careers where he's going to be blighted by injury. Luke Shaw, very similar.
They're playing a lot of games, Arsenal, and they've got a big squad.
Yep.
But it's taking their toll. Of course,
it's going to take the toll.
Jesus was back, and he was part of the goal that won in the game.
Yep.
That was an own goal,
but he made a good, he really forced the defender.
100%.
Unlike the Newcastle game, who, where they've conceded a goal with no real pressure on Voldemort, he's just headed it in his own goal. It's a bizarre header. Have you seen it?
It's like, mate, you're in the wrong net.
Wow. And he would, I don't know how he's feeling tonight, but I
gutted because he's been so good for Newcastle.
Yeah.
He started life at Newcastle, looking like he's going to be a new firm favourite.
Yeah, he's had a poor week, actually. In the Champions League game, he was ineffective, but going back to his homeland, I thought he was going to put in a really, a rousing display. I thought his interview was brilliant before the game, and yet he was very poor again today. And obviously an own goal has not been his greatest week, but that's football for you. 1 minute it takes you up there, and the next minute it slaps you in the face.
Absolutely. In terms of this Christmas period now for Arsenal, how important is it for them to go into the new year top of the table? Because they've got some difficult games. They go away to Everton on
which
Saturday.
Won't be easy.
Which won't be easy at all. Then it's at home to Brighton. But then on the 30th of December, they host Aston Villa. Now, that's going to be a top-of-the-table clash.
Yeah. Yeah, we can all look forward to that. I mean, they're going along nicely. You can't say, they've only lost 2 games in the Premier League. They're still going along really, really nicely. And Aston Villa are obviously the last team to turn them over. So that's come around quick, isn't it?
It's strange. Like the turnaround, it's like it repeats the fixture quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because we've got Brentford coming up soon. Spurs played them last weekend.
Yeah, that's bizarre, isn't it?
It's very bizarre indeed. But Arsenal and Arsenal fans, are you feeling confident? They definitely don't sound as confident as they did.
No.
I think they can feel the heat of Manchester City now. And I think with Manchester City and Pep's experience, I think maybe there's a little...
I think if you ask any Arsenal fan, do you think Villa will catch you? I think they would say no. If you ask any Arsenal fan, do you think Man City could catch you? I think they'd go, maybe. That's where I think it is, really, the league table. I think that is where the Premier League is looking like it's going this year. I mean, I still think Liverpool could make a surge. I think Salah will go to African nations. I think he'll do well, and I think he'll come back a Liverpool player for the second half of the season. And yesterday, interestingly, he put him on and didn't give him any defensive responsibilities. He put him up the top of the pitch, which I thought was a wise move, really. So now we might see Salah in a different position for Liverpool. We'll see.
Well, we're going to be talking about Liverpool in a moment's time as well. But yeah, at the moment, Arsenal's still at the top of the table as it stands, with Man City breathing down their neck, as we've already said, only 2 points behind, and Aston Villa only 3 points behind, with, Villa, 5 points ahead of Chelsea. Little top 3 pulling away there.
Yeah, we're almost halfway, aren't we? We're 3 games away from being halfway, and I think that's always a bit of an acid test in the division.
Absolutely. Interesting stuff. Arsenal, of course, beat Wolves 2-1. Poor old Wolves thought they nicked a point at Emirates, which would have been absolutely massive, and then an own goal for Arsenal to get the victory. And I'm sure there was flares and dancing in the archways all over North London last night. They do like that indeed. Coming up next, we have the final word on all the weekend's action. Good evening. You're listening to the Final Word phone here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, and former Premier League manager Alan Pardew. Coming up soon, we reveal who the mystery footballer is. That little cough, I know who it is. But first, let's head to Ali Pali as Adam Bridge is watching all the action unfold in the World Darts Championship.
Yeah, good evening, gents. We're on to our second game of the night, an intriguing one as well, featuring Dimitri van den Berg, former semi-finalist here at Ali Pali back in 2023. He's taking on Darren Beveridge tonight, who's had a dream from a very young age to appear at the Ali Pali. It's his first ever appearance at the World Championship tonight. The 33-year-old Scot needs to win 3 matches at this tournament to secure his tour card and avoid qualifying school. He still works full-time at Brunson's Aero Products in Musselburgh, and he's had a dream start. He couldn't have asked for any more, really. A 13-dart leg, and he's managed to win the first set by 3 legs to 0. Dimitri van den Berg missed 7 darts at doubles in that first set to try and get himself on the board, but the 33-year-old Scotsman, ranked 75 in the PDC Order of Merit, he's upsetting the odds here against Dimitri van den Berg, the number 23 seed. He's 1 set to zip up, and he's won all 3 legs so far. The game will continue live on talkSPORT 2 and live on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel when we get back underway in a couple of moments' time.
PDC World Darts Championship update on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this New Year's Eve. Party at one of our New Year's Eve events. 34 locations across the UK. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Adam. And we'll keep you updated on the darts. Mate, I tell you what, the darts has probably got to be one of the best atmospheres in sports still. Like the darts is like the least woke thing in the world. Sean Dyche would love it. You know, woke nonsense. Woke nonsense. Dyche must love the darts because they hear him in the background all singing Freed from Desire, having a couple of bevies. Oi, oi!
Yeah,
up the darts.
Yeah, it's a bit too lively for me personally. No, we're not the greatest atmosphere, I would say, but it is a great atmosphere. It is of a type, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, don't you think that's missing in football now?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oi, oi!
Yeah, oi.
Need a bit more. Oi, oi. I'm laughing now. Right, let's turn our attention to some of the weekend's other games, and let's start with Liverpool beating Brighton 2-0. So, as I was on Virgin Radio, one of our sister stations here on the News UK network, doing the goal show, where as soon as a goal goes in, we've got to talk about it. You interrupt the music and everything.
I think it's a good show, actually.
Great show. Normally Charlie Baker, I was in for Charlie.
Yeah, and he does well on it. It's good.
He does.
He needs an expert like me, I think, to help him along on some of the, he struggles a little bit with the, tactics and everything else, but, that would be nice. Anyway, all I would say is that we have our own show on the talkSPORT, which is far better, but that show is a good secondary show.
Well, yeah, in case you wanted music rather than just like the scores, because obviously the GOAT, that is Adrian Durham, does Game Day Live beautifully.
We're massive fans of Adrian.
But if you like a bit of music as well as the scores, then on Virgin Radio, they have that.
Because Capital used to do it years and years and years ago. I'm talking 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, when I was a kid. But we do it now on News UK and do it amazingly because we've got the talkSPORT comms. And I tell you what, it's not my first show. They're like, you might get a goal, you might not. Within a minute, a goal comes on. So literally, it's the first time I've ever done it. And all of the sound effects goes on like siren. Woo, goal alert.
And you've got to break into the song.
I'm interrupting Coldplay. And I'm going, there's been a goal at Anfield, Ekatike.
Oh, of course, 2 minutes or 1 minute.
46 seconds.
46 seconds.
46 seconds, Ekatike scored. And of course, got
good goal,
a brace as well.
Yeah.
Ekatike, right? I stand by this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's a great player there. I saw him play for Frankfurt last season. I see him against Spurs. I don't think they needed to buy Isaac. They should have just bought him and invested the rest of the money in the defence.
Isaac, Sesko, Guy Carrez. All struggling a little bit. Van der Maard is, had a tough old week this week.
But Ekatike
has been a success, I would say, from day one, even with the results they've had.
100%. I like him as a player. He offers a lot. I think
he actually made a run in the game, which was, they compared him to Thierry Henry. You can't, but it's similar style. But he made a Thierry Henry run actually from the left hand side right through the centre of the team and scuffed his shot at the end. Yeah. But it was a lovely moment.
Thierry special.
Yeah.
Salah, he got on the field as well, 26 minutes in to replace the injured Joe Gomez. What do you make of the reception that he's had?
Yeah, I thought exactly what I was expecting, actually. I knew the crowd there would be loyal and faithful to him after what he's done for them. and they know he's just had an interview after the game where he's got emotional and said things he shouldn't have said, and the criticism and the outpouring of grief from various pundits was just beyond belief, in my opinion. But there you go, that's part of the world we're in. He just come on off the bench and just done what he done. He almost created a goal at the moment he arrived on the pitch. It was a bit unlucky, and he's unselfish. For all his goals and stats, he's quite an unselfish player in terms of putting goals on a plate for people. Done that many times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
When he could have been greedier and had the shot, for example. No, I think he'll go to the African nations. I think he'll do well there, and I think he'll come back. I don't think he'll go to Saudi this window. I think they'll keep him, and hopefully they'll have a better second half of the season, and then in the summer, I think that will be his time to go.
That result sees them move up to 6 points, 2 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who are in the top 4. So, going better.
Champions League, of course.
Yeah, going much better for Liverpool. Speaking of Chelsea, they beat Everton 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. Cole Palmer scores his first goal since September.
Yeah, and we're big fans of Palmer, so we're pleased. And it was a good goal, typical of him, just taken with a plump. Mm-hmm. But I was more interested in the quotes from Maresca, and obviously he has technical directors coming out of his ears there, owners and chairmen.
The last 48 hours have been the hardest since I joined the club because so many people didn't support me in the team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he's put his neck on the line there. I mean, the last thing you want to do is start questioning whatever the board did to him, because the board have obviously instructed the technical directors or anything to sort of say, we need to draw this manager in and sort of explain to him that this is a big club and we're used to winning trophies. We don't expect to go and get beat in the Champions League and the league 2 games running.
No way.
So he's had it come down on him from above, and that's never a good sign. But to actually mention it in the press is a move he shouldn't have made, and let's hope he doesn't regret that in the coming weeks.
Absolutely. And Dewsbury Hall comes off injured against his former club. That's a blow for Everton.
Yeah, because he's been brilliant for them.
He really has.
Absolutely brilliant. I actually thought to myself that he was going to be a great signing, but he's proved me wrong. I think he's done absolutely exceptional, and good for him. Shame about the injury. I hope he's not too serious.
At Turf Moor, we finished Burnley 2, Fulham 3. Fulham goes 7 points clear of the drop zone before the games happen today. Harry Wilson scores 1 and sets up 2.
Our friend.
Making it 3 goals and 3 assists in his past 4 Premier League appearances.
Man of the match award. Yeah. It was terrific. I mean, I love him. I just think he plays that role. That he plays the right hand side, but he's left footed. He plays it as well as anyone at the moment. He gets in the box. He can deliver crosses. He can hit it from like that. If he gets on that left foot, you best beware. A bit like Harry Kane, he once he gets that goal in range, he's going to take a shot. And I love players like that. I think he was absolutely brilliant. And poor old Burnley, they're on a really bad run.
Well, it's their 7th Premier League defeat in a row. It's their worst top flight run since 1895. That does not sound good for Scotty Parker.
No, Scott needs to address that, and it doesn't look good at the moment. It really doesn't, and I'm a fan of Scotty, so let's hope he can turn that round quickly.
Yeah, that victory ends Fulham's 34-game winless run at Turf Moor, stretching back to 1951.
Yeah, I know. Johnny Haynes must have got the winner. I can't remember who got the winner, but
that's before your time, Pards.
That's even before my time. I couldn't believe that stat, but I had them down. I actually predicted it on your show when you
did. You got all 3 of them right, and the 4th as well.
4, thank you.
Yeah, but we only covered the 3. You see.
Okay.
So I think we did the 4th for the luck. I think, but we only done the 3.
Okay.
But yeah, you got them all right. Well done, you.
Thank you, mate.
Bonus point for you this week, Pards.
No, because I don't want to always sit on here, and saying, "Oh, this is." I knew that was going to happen. I knew there's sometimes you do need to do the odd prediction, and obviously, when you get it right, it just reinforces your ability,
your knowledge. Still to come before we hand the baton over to the brilliant Transgeo Express. We reveal who our mystery footballer is, and we doff our cap at the 40th anniversary of a classic game show, which is our quiz. That's next on the Final Word on the talkSPORT.
That's a game show.
Wonder with People Watching. And Sabrina, Boys, song number 2. Well put together, this little montage. And World in Motion by New Order. All similar tempos, so it worked well.
I done them songs, mate.
Oh, well done to you, Pop.
Yeah.
But Kit's put the montage together.
Yeah, but I don't think Kish should get the credit for it.
It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
It's very smooth.
Very smooth.
Almost all in key as well.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't even know what that means, but it's all...
So the 3 songs were People Watching by Sam Fender. Song 2 was Boys by Sabrina and World in Motion by New Order. So the clues in there, song 1 was People Watching, Sam Fender's from where?
Newcastle.
Boys, Sabrina's an Italian artist. Is that why we chose her?
Yeah, this player played in Italy.
Yeah.
And graced Italy, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Done really well there. And World in Motion, New Order was the official England 1990 anthem. And this particular person appeared in the video as well.
And another reason for 1990 as well, because he also won. Are we going to say what he won? He also won the Sports Personality of the Year.
And that person was, Pards?
Paul Gascoigne.
Paul Gascoigne was the correct answer. Big shout to Laura. Laura got it right.
Well done, Laura.
But a few people get it right, to be fair. Nick's a miserable Spurs fan. He got it right as well.
Miserable Spurs fan.
Stacky the Bluenos got it. Gary got it. Eric King got it. So well done to you guys for getting that correct. It was, of course, Paul Gaza.
Marked him like I had to mark him 2 or 3 times. Just call me Turkey Neck. As I chased him around the pitch, he was some player, different class.
Do you know what? We don't have enough of those Mavericks nowadays.
No.
Speaking of the Maverick, that's Paul Gascoigne. Of course, for me, being born in 1987, I got to see him score that incredible free kick for Spurs. That was like one of my first footballing memories. Against Arsenal.
Yeah, against Seaman.
Yeah, and then, of course, in the final, he injured himself before going to Lazio. Bad. It was that.
But that taught me a lesson. That taught me a lesson as a manager, actually, that watching Gaza that day. And now Terry Venables was the manager, right? And this is not a slight against him, because I love Terry Venables, one of my favourite managers of all time, right? But when you get players overhyped.
Yes.
And he played overhyped.
He did.
For the whole start of that game, he was just like it definitely needed to be, like some players, you've got to get that balance right. And players like him, you can't rev them up too much.
No.
And they revved him up too much. And not only he got that terrible injury.
He did.
On the back of that stupid challenge, actually.
And then imagine to be in Euro 96 as one of our key players. I'll never forget that goal against Scotland, of course. Putting Colin Henry on his bottom, in the bottom corner, and then shut the press up with a celebration. Absolutely wonderful. Literally was iconic of the whole 90s era. And of course, that competition had another song. We had World in Motion, New Order, which for me is one of the best England songs. But the best England song of all time, of course, is 3 Lines on a Shirt. I'd say it is.
Yeah, okay. I have a slightly different opinion.
Which is better?
Well, the 1970
Which
song.
one's that?
Back home.
Where we are far away. Okay.
I love Back Home.
Yeah, but nobody to this day...
It's only because I was young and that's, has influenced on me.
Yeah. But to this day, they still sing 3 Lines on a Shirt.
Yeah.
Like my son sings that.
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure yesterday on Virgin Radio, our sister station, of course, you can listen on the talkSPORT app.
You didn't remix it?
No, I didn't remix it. But I spoke to Ian Brodie, who is, of course, the front man of the Lightning Seeds and the writer of that record. Should we have a listen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Check this out. I spoke to Ian Brodie yesterday on Virgin Radio. Listen, Ian, of course, we've got to talk about World Cup 2026, which means it's 30 years since the first release of 3 Lines on a Shirt. How does that feel, 30 years on?
Yeah, it's a bit shocking when you say it like that, because actually it's 60 years now.
60 years of hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're going to get a re-recorded version?
I don't think so, no. I think, I think maybe if they ever win it, then we should do something,
Agreed. Let's put a gauntlet down now. That's a Virgin exclusive. If they win the World Cup, we get a new version of 3 Lines. Is that for certain?
Well, I don't know. But definitely, I'm not planning anything else for sure. But you never know. They're quite good, though, aren't they?
They are good. We definitely have a chance, that's for sure. Listen, every time a competition comes round, this is probably the greatest football song of all time. It must be amazing to hear your music just come across different generations. My son now, Leo, he's 8 years of age. He knows that word for word. He loves it. And that put him on to listening to more Lightning Seeds like Life of Riley, etc. How does that feel to have a record that just keeps going and going?
Yeah, it's great, actually, you know, to be honest. It was a bit difficult at first because it overshadowed a lot of the other songs. But now it seems to have taken its place as just whatever it is. It's like a thing on its own, and it seems to help us, and we enjoy playing it live. So I've got a better relationship with that song than I had at first.
Yeah, I can imagine it must have annoyed you. You've got so much of an amazing catalogue, and everyone's going, give us 3 lines.
Yeah, it was a bit difficult sometimes, but I love it now.
Oh, wow. I had the pleasure of speaking to the Lightning Seeds frontman Ian Brodie there on Virgin Radio, which, of course, you can listen to by swiping across on the talkSPORT app today and listen to our good friend Chris Evans tomorrow on Breakfast, and your favourite, Ryan Tuberty. He'll be giving away lots of prizes. Well, Irish ferries this week he's giving away.
Is he?
Some prizes, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, back to next year, World Cup 2026, 30 years on, so 60 years
of hurt. Yeah. Well, what am I, 64, so, you know, all my life.
Yes.
Runner-up, second, whatever we've done.
At least you won it once in your lifetime. I've never had it.
Yeah, well, I was a little bit young then at the time, yeah.
Right, tomorrow, of course, on talkSPORT exclusive, the GOAT's back, Adrian Durham, with commentary from Sam Matterface and former Man United captain Steve Bruce on comms.
Really?
Yeah, Steve Bruce.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night. Manchester United take on Bournemouth. Big game, this one. Bournemouth are in a really poor...
Well, I watched them against Chelsea last week, and they were okay. They were better. They'd improved a little bit, and... they'll give Man United a run for their money.
Yeah, Man United actually coming off the back of 2 wins and a draw. Well, actually, in the last 5, they've only lost 1. So Man United doing much better than last season, for sure. I think this is going to be a real marker of where Man United are. They need so at home as well. If they get this win against Bournemouth, it's going to be massive for their ambitions of Europe next season.
Indeed, and you know, I've said to you many times, we need a strong Man United. Remember that old cliche?
We don't need a strong Man United. That's just you,
like
Paul.
Lead balloon. Even the producers are jumping up and down. Yeah, right, I've got some thumbs up there. No, but you know, I think they're on the right path. I still think they're major vulnerable. I can't see them, if I'm honest, getting in the top 4, and I can't see them winning anything this year. It really is a stabilising year. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, well, I think they win tomorrow night, though.
Okay, I think they'll win too.
I think they win. Right, Pards, thank you very much. Next week's our Christmas party.
Christmas party next week. Yep, we're going to have a few drinks after the show, but we'll have a few little
on the show. We'll make it a Christmas party show.
Yeah, we won't.
Have you been invited to the talkSPORT Christmas party?
No, is there one?
Yeah.
No. Well, I haven't seen anything come through on my email, sir.
Isn't it?
No dance, nothing. Maybe we were like the odd couple.
Maybe we are.
Of the talkSPORT. Well, I don't mind being the odd couple.
We'll throw our own party next week.
Yeah.
Right, the talkSPORT Breakfast Show returns tomorrow morning, where Jeff Stedding is joined by Super Ali McCoy. Is that Ishi Dishi?
Ishi Dishi.
And then Jim White, Simon Jordan alongside Martin.
He'd be happy, though, wouldn't he, about watching that Celtic game?
Oh, of course he would.
Oh.
Martin O'Neill joins them from 10, and then the final word returns next Sunday, but following us from 9. We bring you Darren Goff's Ashes.
That's Thursday it starts, doesn't it?
Yeah, the former England bowler.
Third test.
Darren Goff joins the one and only John Norman and double Ashes winner Steve Harmison to look ahead to the third Ashes test, which starts this week. But from me, Madge, and him, Pards,
it's a very good night and a good week.